Hey guys, this is RuRoniK95 here, and today I want to be doing a video of something that I haven't thought of doing one before, which I should have done, which is something I haven't thought of until now. Sorry about the fan as well, it's in my way. The reason why I wanted to do a video of how I wanted to do something special is how I'm going to be doing one called preventing your manga books from yellowing. And that's the reason why I had to do this one as well. Come to think of it, is that you want to protect your manga from yellowing, right? Yeah, because going through even though I have some manga books, some of them were not yellowing, but there's a lot of some I have that I got that are yellowing. Wow. That's how. If you don't know what yellowing is, then because it's basically how it gets the light from the sun, basically, especially if in the humidity air, like sun quality of how it reflects on the pages of your manga book, especially you own it as well. How you want to protect your manga from being yellowing in the sun as well. Wrapping some manga books in these plastic wrappings as well on there, it will not protect your manga from yellowing as well, because it just keeps bringing on there. Let's say, for example, like I have in my manga collection, like say this copy I have of Urusei Yatsura, it's volume 2, it's wrapped in those plastic wrapping like this. It will not protect the lighting from the sun. It will not protect your manga from yellowing. And same goes for my other copy of Urusei Yatsura, like this one I have, for example. Like this one I have right here, like I have my copy of volume 7 of Urusei Yatsura, which is wrapped and sealed like this as well. You see how yellowing on there and the pages are? Apparently, because it will not protect it from the lights from the sun, basically, as well. Apparently, though, is that because it just keeps bringing in the light from the sun, basically, as well. Every manga series on here, basically, although there are some few exceptions, like, same for my old edition of Urusei Yatsura Volume 1 in English on here. Right there on the top is a little white on here, but on the side of these pages, it looks a little yellowish as well. My guess, basically, is though it might have been from the humidity, from the sun, basically, as well. So, it's basically you want to protect your manga from yellowing as well. Come to think of it, is that if you look at the pages, it's not even yellowing as well. Well, that's a good sign. Yeah, I don't know why. Because that's the thing of how I want to know for this as well. Yeah, because you want to protect your pages from the protect your manga from the sunlight. Hey. Well, because I don't know why you want to protect it. Yeah, that's a good way as well. Yeah, I'm checking if there's any more, like, maybe, like, yeah, there's any... Well, the pages on here, it hasn't been yellowing as of yet. Yeah, because I want to... I'm just going to call it as... Well, it hasn't been basically been... It hasn't been like... Well, it hasn't been like... Maybe hasn't like... On every pages on every chapters of this. Well, you get the picture though as well. Yeah. But except for this, you might want to need something just to keep your manga from yellowing as well. Because, you know, doesn't matter what area you're living in, what it has affected the humids as well. Let's say, for example, like, I have some of these that I have that are yellowing as well. Like, say, for example, like I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 6 volumes of the manga. Saint Young Men, basically, is how. Some of these are yellowing right here as well, because that's my theory, though. Yeah, you might want to need something to protect your manga from yellowing. What you're going to need is that, because, you know, the reflections of the sun, of how it reflects the pages of your manga whenever you're reading as well. Well, you get the point, though, as well. In case you're wondering as how you want to know. I have for other ones on here. Like, say, for example, my copy of Silver Spoon Volume 4. Some of this has little... Right there on this, it's basically a little yellowing as well. Except for these on there. But it's actually the bottom of the pages on there. Because apparently they're a little yellowing as well. Like most of every manga as well. So what you're going to need basically to protect your manga from being yellowing are these curtain shades, like here. Let's say, for example, here. Like, you're going to need some darker curtain shade ones. So, like, you could put it, like, right here on your window like this as well. So, I bet that'll basically protect your manga collection from being yellowing. But if you have one of those bookcases, like those Billy bookcases on here, like this one, like where I have for my anime collection, there's also, you could put your manga collection on your Billy bookcase. Is that, to be fair on this as well, that'll keep your manga from yellowing, unless you have your manga in this bookcase, like the Billy bookcase ones as well. Well, most manga books I have on here that are like all white and it's not even yellowing as of yet as well. Let's say, for example, taking it for examples I'm taking of how, what I can learn about this as well. From what I understand, basically why. Let's say for this one as well, like my copy of Fist of the North Star Volume 4, yeah, it's all white on here, but it's a little yellowy as well. Yeah, in case you're wondering as well. Yeah. You might want to need to find some things to, like, restore your manga from yellowing as well. Like, there's a lot of those out there as well. Yeah. I'm not kidding as well. Yeah. There's most manga as well. You want to protect them from yellowing as well. Yeah. It's a little yellowing as well. from what I understand. Although I do have some manga that were all white and it's all protected from being yellowing as well. Let's say, for example, like my copy of First Squad, The Moment of Truth. If you look on the side on here, like these pages, it's all white on here, as in case you're wondering as well. Well, not even yellowing as well. Well, at least it's good, though. Well, that's a good sign of how you're protecting your manga from being yellowing. Putting those in like plastic wrappings, they're not gonna protect your manga from yellowing because it will not work. Apparently, though, as well. For the record, though, is that I have another manga that is all white as well, but it protects it from being yellowing as well. Like I have my copy of Fushigi Yugi the Mysterious Play Volume 3 Disciple. Yeah, it's all white on here as well, because it hasn't been like yellowing as well. Let's have a little comparison to the side. This is a little white. This is not there as well on the bottom as well. But there, it's a little almost yellowing as well, of how you want it to like protect your manga from yellowing, because you cannot put those in like these plastic wrapping ones that'll protect your manga from yellowing. Nope, it's not gonna work, and it will not solve anything as well. Yeah, I might have to put this back away. Yeah, come to think of it, there's a lot of serious reasons about how you want to protect your manga from yellowing as well. Unless you want a good condition and good stand of how this, which you have by your manga collecting side as well. Yeah. As well, from what I understand, basically, is how you want to protect your manga from yellowing. I have most manga books I have on here. There's a little white, but it's a little yellowing on here. Like, say what I have right here. Like, I have, for example, like, I have my copy of Rurouni Kenshin Restoration, Volume 1. It looks almost yellowing. Well, I'm not sure if it's almost yellowing, or if it's white as well. I'm not sure. Because as long as you're not reading outside a manga outside, like when you're outside in the sun, because the reflection light on here basically makes the pages of the manga look yellowing accordingly, particularly of how you want to keep it in your manga collection. So you want to protect it from being yellowing, especially if you're out in the sun as well. That's how I can understand why, accordingly, of how I can learn the facts. Well, it's almost true. Yeah, let's say I have something I can take an example as well of how you can protect your manga from yellowing. Because I have some right here as well, which, like the ones I got at a library book sale. Like this one I have, like my copy of Death Note Volume 4, for example. You want to, it looks like, well, when I first bought this, the pages on there look yellowing, because I betcha, like, it might have been reflected from the sun as well. I don't know why, because they've, probably how it is, as how, well, you want to keep it in your collection, just to keep it good, to prevent it from being yellowing. If you have one of those rods on here, if you have in your bookcase of your manga collection, if you have one of those rods as well, then you might, like, which this means is that, then this means you have to, like, protect it from yellowing, if you want to have a, like a rock, rod curtain from yellowing your manga as well. Because I always have to go through every manga, like, to prevent them from yellowing. Like this one here that I got for Christmas, because I had to check the pages if they're not yellowing. Like, say, like my copy, for example, of the first volume of Black Butler, it looks almost white, but I'm not sure, well, technically, if it's, like, yellowing as well. I can see a little bit of white on here, but apparently, though, it's all... I wonder if you could see this as well. If it's all white, I'm not sure. Because as long as you're not... Well, almost, quite frankly, though. As long as you don't have it outside when you're reading outside, especially because it reflects the pages out there, especially if you're out in the sun as well. Especially those humid areas as well. Doesn't matter, rain or shine or cloudy day. Doesn't matter as well. That's the thing for how you want to protect your manga from yellowing. If you have it in your manga collection, let's say I have volumes 1, 2, 3. I have 7 volumes of the Inuyasha manga. They're all white on here, but some of them may be yellowing on there. There are some necessity accessories you could find if you want to make your manga look all whitened instead of being yellowing, because I bet you this has the reflections of the sun, how it affects the pages of the manga as well. Well, quite frankly, though, of how I can learn about this as well. Most of those as well, beside not just in those English translated manga book ones, there's also happening also in those Japanese translated editions of the manga. Like, say, for example, I have my copy of the first volume of Vampire Princess Miyu. The pages on there, it looks yellowing as well, because somebody might have read it outside when they're learning, if they're basically, when they're reading this. Yeah, it looks a little yellowing on the pages on there. Especially the humidity on this pages right there. Especially from the sun, that basically of how, on a humidity day. Doesn't matter if you live on any coast of every part you live as well, like the West Coast, East Coast, or depending on of what you're in as well. Because there's a lot of things of how you want to prevent your manga from yellowing as well. Accordingly, of how to learn the fact of how, given in the point though, is how its own first starters of how you want to protect your manga from yellowing as well. Because, yeah, if you want to protect your manga from yellowing, I recommend you can get one of those curtain shades, like, make it a little darker so you don't want your manga to be affected by the light from the sun, which makes the page, which basically how it makes the pages all yellowing. Unless you can find some stuff to how you can restore your manga from yellowing as well. Well, basically every time I buy manga books that are from public libraries, most of the some of them were not yellowed, most of them were yellowing as well, of how, because I betcha it had the reflections of the sun, that's why, of how I can understand basically the fact of how I can learn about this as well. Accordingly as how you want to expect as well. So that's going to be it for my video for today, you guys. Thank you for watching, but before we go, here's what I'm going to say for this video. Well, this is the first time I wanted to do a video where I'm talking about something about protecting your manga from yellowing as well. You're going to need one of those curtain rods, like if you want to protect your manga, like especially if you have it, to protect it from the light of the sun out there as well. It doesn't matter, rain or shine or cloudy or whatever as well. Because if I can go through as how I can learn the facts of how you want to know about this, well, it's hard to believe though is that basically how you can find something of how you want to prevent your manga from yellowing, as how there's a lot to go through as well. Yeah, in case how most of the pages I got to check for on the manga, some of them were like yellowing, of how if you notice in your manga collection as well, it's been turning from over time. In any cases of there's some cracks or pages fall out, that's the biggest problem. If you have any manga titles, it doesn't matter if it's Viz, Tokyo Pop, Seven Seas, Kodansha, depending on the company that publishes manga books as well. That's the biggest thing of how you want to know for this one as well. The only thing you can need is these to get a moisture barrier of how, and the UV blocker if you want to prevent your manga from yellowing. Yeah, most manga books in libraries had the pages turn from being yellowed, or most pages were ripped or lost, especially of how they wanted to expect of how this basically considering how if you want to keep your manga in good condition, especially if you want it in your manga collection as well, as how I can learn accordingly. And then afterwards, you want to keep your manga in good condition as well. I mean, this is serious about how you want to protect your manga from yellowing. Yeah, this is true, though, as well. Come to think of it as well. You can find some items on here if you want to, like, want to keep your manga from yellowing, especially of how you could do this particularly. That'll be in the case as well, from what I understand why. Hope to subscribe for content. My anime planet link in the description down below. If you want to check out my anime planet, the link will be in the description down below. If you want to check out my anime planet, because I have a huge backlog of anime and manga as well, if you want to check out my anime planet, if you like as well. And also, be sure to, like, let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Like, what are your thoughts on this video? Because I'm here to do a video where I'm talking about of how you're going to prevent your manga to be staying in good condition and prevent it from yellowing as well. Because this is true, though. And I'll understand why, basically, as well. And also, smack the like button if you enjoyed this video. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, RuRoniK95. Feel free to join my channel, especially if you're new to my channel as a newcomer as well. And also, be sure to smack the like button if you enjoyed this video as well. Be sure to hit the notifications bell button. Be sure to get notified also as well for more latest updates on here as well. And keep it otaku for this video, because this is the first time I'm going to be talking about preventing your manga from yellowing as well. And in the other words of how you want to keep your manga in good condition as well. just to protect your manga from the light of the sun, basically, especially the humidity as well, of how it reflects on the pages of your manga, especially if you're reading a manga outside, or if you're not at home, or if you're out in public as well, especially if you're at a park, or if you're at a library, etc. as well. Yeah, most of those mangas I had to protect from yellowing as well. This is Rurouni K95 saying thank you for watching my video. I'm glad you liked it. I hope you enjoy it. Hope to see you soon for the next video. Hope you have a great day. This is Rurouni K95 signing off, and thank you for watching my video, and I will see you soon for more videos. Hope you have a great day.